The Nationals really loaded up on some pitchers. Why don't we talk about Cade Cavalli first? What should we expect from him?
Yeah, another college pitcher. This has kind of been the MO for the Nationals in the last few years. They took a high school kid, Mason Denenberg, 2 years ago. But, Cavalli is another big frame, power pitcher type. This is the guy that we've come to expect Mike Rizzo to like in drafts and otherwise, but in drafts in particular. And, it's the baseball draft. It's going to be a while until you see these guys, especially pitchers. And they have a lot of refinement to do. They have a lot of learning about how to manipulate the count and do all those things that Max Scherzer and Steven Strasburg and Patrick Corbin are so good at. And that's why they have huge contracts, and these are college kids. So, lots of potential. You're picking at 22. You're trying to find somebody you can kind of groom and develop a little bit of a diamond in the rough type situation, and obviously that's what they're trying for in the first round and the second round last night with the pitchers they took.
Yeah, I see that you write that Henry, who's the guy they drafted in the second round, he had some arm problems in college, and then his dad maybe changed his mechanics?
Yeah, they shifted his delivery to get his arm more out front and not dragging behind him. And it seemed to change a lot of things for him. They did that between his freshman and sophomore season, and he's also interesting because he's just a sophomore. So he hasn't – both of these guys are kind of still developmental in many, many ways. I mean, you would expect that of a draft pick, but again, Henry is a sophomore. He could have gone back to college, but he expects to sign, and the other guy expects to sign as well and come through. He's a junior. So it was a weird year. I mean, you didn't get a full spring to look at these guys, and it's all the stuff that you did beforehand, last spring, last summer, last fall, that you were working off in the draft this year because everything stopped.
Todd, I'm looking at your Twitter right now, at Todd_Dybas. This is also on Henry. Says he was 11 or 12 when he went to see an early Strasburg start. He's been a fan ever since. Related, we're all aging. So this is a guy, before he was even a teenager, went to see Strasburg and was kind of inspired by him. It does kind of put you in your place age-wise.
Yeah, it's troubling, to say the least. You hear somebody who's in college be like, when I was a wee lad, I went to see Steven Strasburg in the Major League game, and I'm like, oh, geez. And every time I look at Strasburg and realize he's in his 30s now, right, I'm like, what is going on?
Right. Well,
I don't want to look at
and
my
also, Todd, you're looking at these guys like birth dates, and they're in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Those are their birth dates at this point.
Yeah.
It's scary to think about.
They took a shortstop last night, and Ryan Zimmerman is twice as old as him.
I know. Yeah, talk to me about Sammy Infante from Monsignor Pace High School in Florida. I'm guessing he's 18 years old. Shortstop.
Yeah.
They took him in the comp round in the second. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, this is the Anthony Rendon pick. He's committed to Miami. Uh-huh. But he said on the conference call with us last night that he plans to sign and enter pro ball, which is an interesting decision on his part. And he was a really confident, well put together, thoughtful, focused, energetic 18-year-old. I don't know about you guys, but when I was 18, if I was talking to a batch of reporters in Washington, D.C., I don't know how great I would sound. So, yeah, he was a very interesting young guy, and he's going to give it a whirl, I guess, and enter pro ball as an 18-year-old and start grinding it out from there.
Man, that's got to be tough for an 18-year-old. You just question the maturity, right? And you throw an 18-year-old in with a bunch of, into the minor leagues with a bunch of men. Just, I don't know, it's a little different.
Sure.
Tom, what do you know about these guys working out? Like, if and when we do have a season, how many of these guys have been actually working out and doing baseball activities?
For the Nationals?
Yes.
Yeah. All these guys have been doing something, right? And so they had pretty strict programs when this first started, and they all kind of disbanded out of West Palm. And now they've all had to maintain those programs much, much longer because it's the start of June, and we're still listening to the players' union and the owners bicker with each other about all of this stuff. So, the working out has varied. They've had to get creative either in their house or down the street. In Will Harris's case, there's another major leaguer down the street, and he would be able to go down to his backyard in Baton Rouge and go throw there, and they would use a high school kid and a college kid and kind of get some work in that way. Some other people stayed in West Palm Beach. Max Scherzer has been down there, and he's working with a minor league catcher, and they head out to a park and get work in that way. And so, guys have gotten creative, buying mounds, going different places, just figuring out ways to stay active and stay throwing. As everyone kind of waits here, and obviously everyone ended up waiting much longer than they anticipated.